This is K2YN. Good afternoon.
Roger, K2YN. Haven't heard from you recently.
I haven't been on as much as actually.
I play billiards, pool, in other words, and I have students also. So I've been putting in about 25 hours a week on the pool table. Over?
Roger. What's the name there?
Okay. Hey, the name is John, Juliet Oscar Hotel November, and we are in, we're very near Greenville, South Carolina. Over?
Roger there. I can't read my writing. John, in South Carolina. And what radio? Oh, that radio is just beautiful. The audio is just from here to there.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Well, I'm glad you're copying me well. I've got a good copy on you, too. The band's kind of nasty, so not a lot of activity. And I heard you calling out. Nice prayer, too, by the way. And not getting a response. And with a good signal like yours, that isn't fair. If there is such a thing as fair. But that's how I looked at it. The rig here is the Anon 7000 DLE. We're driving a Ten-Tech linear, the Centurion, and the antenna I'm on right now is a ZS6BKW at 100 feet. Over?
Roger. What microphone is that?
The microphone is from AEA, Audio Engineering Associates, and it's the KU5A. It's a ribbon mic.
Oh, really? Wow. And getting that kind of top-end response out of a ribbon mic, wow, that's unbelievable. You must be dumping a pretty much high level of top-end EQ to have a sound like that off a ribbon mic.
Well, there is an external EQ. It's a very good EQ, but very inexpensive. So let me, you know what? I'll do this in a second. It's a Behringer, and it is the FBQ2496. Now what it has is 2 channels. Each channel has 20 parametric EQs. Yeah, more than enough. Yeah, I only use about 10 of them. And you can chain it for 40 parametrics, but that's like if you're on drugs. Over?
Roger, well, I'll tell you, frankly, it sounds like a condenser mic, either electret or a real condenser mic. Top-end response is just unbelievable, like I say, for a ribbon microphone.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I like it. I heard one on the air once, and I decided to buy it. I met the president of the company. It's a microphone company, of course. And we got into a communique through emails, and he sold it to me at cost. So he goes, I told him I want to introduce ham radio to this mic, but that's never going to happen. I mention it, but it's not the kind of mic that most hams would be aware of and would consider it a selection. So they're a little pricey too. So, but anyway, he gave me a break on that. Over?
Oh yes, sir. Well, some people got all the luck. That's just a beautiful microphone. And the overall, like normal, like I remember the last time I spoke with you, you just had an abundance of frequencies hopping around all over on my meter, and I was just amazed then, and I'm amazed again, Roger.
Oh, thank you. And may I share compliments? Your clarity is exceptional, and balance. You're a positive addition to the band. I'm trying to think of words, but I think you get the point. Over?
Well, I hope so. And if I ever am not, somebody I hope will tell me so. You know, that's the thing. You kind of anticipate things will be the way it was the last time you left, but oh boy, there are a lot of gremlins out there looking for you, Roger.
We're in ham radio, aren't we? And we're in the computer age too. So you got microprocessor controlled everything, all kinds of options and menus. Things can go wrong. You know, last night when I was experimenting, didn't I work with menu 12A? Over.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. I'm not real sure about that, Roger.
Exactly. I talked to some folks. Oh, here's what I had a problem with. I didn't write your call and name down. Go ahead.
Roger, this is Jim, Juliet India Mike, and the call is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. Man, it's catching up with me.
Yeah, okay, VKV. Yeah, KC9VKV. Okay, Jim, excellent. Now I can address you properly. And anyway, I love my Ten-Tech amp. A lot of people don't realize I have a lot of amps. I don't have a lot of amps now. I have an Alpha 8410 and this Ten-Tech Centurion. But I know how to service the 8410. It's pretty complicated. And I've had to fix it once, and I had to learn all the parts locations. There's very little information. So I'm like, okay, I got it running. But it kind of scares you when you think about all the circuitry. Now I get this Ten-Tech as a backup when I got a problem with the Alpha. I got it with 2 new tubes in the boxes from our parts, 3500 ZGs, and it had just been recapped by and checked out by Ten-Tech and completely recapped in the power supply. And he had the receipt there. And I trusted this guy, Jim. He was out in, like, Arkansas, I believe, and he goes, well, we don't do this, we don't do that, we don't do PayPal. You have to use a money order. And I go like, well, that's interesting. But I have met hams that are out of communications and don't have computers. So anyway, I talked to him on the phone and liked him. I'll just keep it simple. I said, I think I'm going to gamble. Sent him $1,400. That was shipping too. He wanted $1,250 for the amp. He packed it in expanding foam, like a pro. It came here mint with 2 fresh tubes, ran perfect, $1,250 for the amp, $150 for the shipping. And it's so simple. I opened it up. I had to work on the bias circuit. It just needed an NPN transistor, and it was on the side. I did the repair in 15 minutes. I said, okay, and I started pulling boards just to check them out. Man, you can service this thing. I don't know what it is. Whatever goes wrong will be less than an hour. Over.
Roger, well, gosh, you had 2 backup tubes in addition to 2 that were in?
No. He bought them and had them shipped separately. Over.
Oh my goodness. So you're talking like a $1,250 for new tubes and the box?
Yeah, and all new caps in the power supply with receipt.
Unbelievable, man. You got a good deal there for sure. How's your pool doing there? How's your pool game?
Getting real strong, getting really good, and pushing the students around a little bit after we train. But it's a 3-hour lesson, Jim. So I won't take a student on that can't go 2.5 to 3 hours. So I only have 2 of them right now, and they both come 2 times a week. So that's 12 hours right there. And I watch them play at the end. The last hour is competition. And I watch what they do under pressure. And I can take a few notes and know what to teach them on the next lesson. I show them near the end of the lesson what I'm going to teach them the next time. And they get into it. I motivate them sometimes. It's $90 for 3 hours. Over.
Yes, sir. Good price. Good price for excellent tutelage. Now, are you playing them or are they playing against each other?
No, they play me. I jump on them. And there's a good reason for that. Big problem with a lot of people in pool, why they don't get better, is that they won't play anyone but someone they think they can beat. And they themselves are not that good. That's a different kind of pool. That's recreational. I'm talking tournament pro. And it's different for that. So, I have matches here at the house. See, I have a billiard room here. Very nice one. And I have matches here. People like playing here. And they're top players. Over.
Oh, Roger. My goodness. Well, I wish you continued luck on your pool playing, I'm sure. And your students likewise, Roger.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Hey, thanks for letting me spill that out. You know, a lot of the world is not aware of billiards, and I can't always just discuss it. So, something I hold in, but it's a big part of my life. Cooking and ham radio also. Over.
Roger, now I've just gotten into cooking, and I've got me a electric skillet that I can do up to 500 degrees on an electric skillet, like a 14-inch electric skillet. And then I've got a 3 or 4 different kinds of burners out in a shed that I built with a metal roof on it, open from 2 sides if I want, or closed. I've got things that I can open and shut the area with, and it's beginning to be interesting, Roger.
Oh, okay. Do you do any smoking?
No, I'm just cooking right at the moment. You know, I've got a couple of a pressure cooker out there, and I love pressure cooker. It does things so quick and so nicely. Just beautiful. It's kind of warps time down to about the quarter of the time that a regular cooker would take. You know.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to have. I don't have that. I have just the standard tools, usually oven and microwave and toaster, air fryer oven, and then of course a 4-burner range. So pretty much, for all the cooking I do, you'd be surprised how simple I keep it. But I learned, you buy a lot of toys, man, and nowadays half of them are Chinese, maybe all of them, and some of them you don't use very often, and others you like and they break. I got disappointed. So for chopping, I have a thing that kind of it has a handle on the top, and you pound it downwards, and at the bottom is a chamber that the slicers go in and out of. And you pick up the whole thing, and there's a little mountain of beautifully chopped onions or corned beef or whatever you're making, split pea and ham soup But that chopper does like 90% of what I did with my processor. And it can be washed in about 30 seconds, and you can hide it away. It only takes up a few inches. Over.
Oh, Roger, yeah, doing vegetable soup, something like that would be just invaluable.
Yeah, you want to get a chopper that does 90% of your chopping, julienne, cube, or fine, And if you can get 3 or 4 textures out of it, that's a good chopper. And the simpler, the better. And between you and me, if you're only cooking for yourself or your wife like I am, you don't need one of these high-powered tools. Over.
Oh, Roger that. Well, I'm still chopping by knife, so I guess I'm chopping by hand, slowly but surely.
You keep the knuckle on the cutter side so you don't ever get hurt?
Oh, yeah, I try, yes. I cut. I don't do whoop, 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 I go whoop, 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 but the job gets done and nobody gets injured.
That's all it has. That's all that matters. Simpler the better, actually. I do a lot of knife chopping also. For the fine stuff, I use the tool. And, soups are great. I do ham bone soup with, I simmer about 6 pounds of ham, 3 hours, and make it broth. Let it steam down a little bit and get a little concentrated. And the meat just falls off the bone, and you dice that up in any way you want. Tear some of it, you know. Don't make it all look processed. And then you can add onions, and you can add carrot and celery to this beautiful bean soup. Oh, man. What's your favorite soup that you make?
Oh gosh, it varies from time to time. Just depends on what we've got in there. You know, tomatoes, carrots, celery, just whatever's available. You know, we just toss it in there. Hopefully, we can find, you know, some kind of meat to go with it. And eureka! About if we do it in the you know, the pressure cooker, it's about 25 minutes. If we do it longhand, it's about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour.
Yeah. If you get the texture you want out of the pressure cooker, that's the way I'd go. We just finished dinner here. We did it early. Crock pot. And this morning at 10 o'clock, we put in the pork tenderloins and Baby Ray's smoky brown sugar, slight brown sugar taste barbecue sauce, and then we put in a half a container of their Carolina Gold, which also has a mustard in it. You use one whole of the smoky brown sugar one whole container, and one half container of the mustard, the golden. We mix them up. We throw in potatoes, carrots, and onions, and walk off. That's what I like. We came back at about 2:30. We were baking a pumpkin pie for dinner, too, and when that beeper went off, we pulled it out to cool and dolloped out some pork tenderloins. Man, you don't need a knife. You touch them with a fork and they fall apart. Over?
Oh, Roger, that's the kind I love, you know, and a little sauerkraut maybe to cook it in, and then maybe some on the side when you serve it. That's a great meal. That's one of our best.
Sounds like it, yeah. You've got a feel for it. I made a corn... Oh, you'll love this. I got a phone call on a Saturday from a friend. I didn't get the call. My wife did. It was her friend Amy. She goes, $2 a pound, corned beef, Grovel's, vacuum sealed. Walmart food store, be there. I took off, man. I was there within 10 minutes. I thought they'd all be gone. There were 50 of them there at least. I was pulling them. Long story short, I got 60 pounds. Over?
Oh, man, that's the way. I hope you have a nice freezer there that you can just dump the excess in forever and pull them out as you need them.
Exactly why I did it. I would have taken more if I had more space in the freezer.
Yeah, Roger, that's our problem. We're kind of full up on the freezer now. It took about a year and a half to get really full in the freezer. Now we're trying to figure out what are we going to do here to create some space that we might take advantage of some sales along the way, and so we're trying to figure that out. In the process of figuring that out now, Roger.
Yeah. You know, when they come vacuum sealed straight from the factory, those babies can freeze for years. Yeah, but also there are certain goods I buy that are perishable, that, you know, my peppers and other stuff. So I schedule meals. As you can imagine, I'm the cook here at the house and the bottle washer. But my wife does everything else. She's amazing. Over?
Oh, Roger. Speaking of peppers, man, that's another thing. Loaded peppers. Oh, so good.
Yeah, you stuff them. Do you blend a little ground beef and rice in there with seasonings and other good stuff?
Well, I tell you, I have to have certain things. I don't know if you ever heard of millet, but millet is kind of like, I'm at a loss for words, but millet is really good stuffed with beef or whatever.
No, I haven't used it. I think I've heard the term, but that's as far as it goes. I'll check it out. It's the internet for us. Over?
Roger, millet is kind of like rice, but it doesn't have the blood sugar content problem, and so it doesn't raise your BS others would. So that's why I chose millet to stuff with. It does a great job. And it's very much like rice. Hard to tell the difference.
Oh, okay. Good move. Good business. Okay, I don't have that particular problem there. I've been very lucky, so no diabetes, no high blood pressure, none of that. I'm all in the black when it comes to the blood work. But I have two problems. Hip, right hip, gonna have to be changed in the next 2 or 3 years, and I have a bulgy disc in my lumbar. Outside of that, I'm very lucky. Over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that all would be helped by maybe losing a little bit of weight, so you take it more easily on those parts, Roger.
Yeah, that's not my case. About a year and a half ago, I weighed 250. I'm now 185.
Oh, that's excellent. That's where I'm headed. I'm at 218, and I'm trying to get down there, but it's hard, boy. I tell you, it's hard.
Yeah, mine was all eating techniques, cut out snacks in between. Didn't eat quite as much as I used to. My stomach got smaller, and it became very comfortable, actually, and the weight kept coming off. So I got lucky that way. Now, the girls, I know a lot of people down here, married couples, and the girls hate me, you know. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship. But they go, I exercise, I diet, and I do everything this and that, and I can't lose 2 pounds, and you did what?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you know, when you got it going down, it's kind of easy to keep going. It's just that initial getting it down 2 or 3 pounds from where you normally are, you know, and then you've got a nice shot at taking it on down. But, and I guess you're out of your comfort area, so you just can play it by ear, more or less, you know. That's what I found anyway.
Yeah, I also tell people, don't set yourself up for failure. Don't set yourself up for an impossible goal. Do it in increments and see how you feel about it. The health is great, but if it makes you psychologically imbalanced, I say stay heavy then.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, you got to get down there, and that makes everything work a lot better. All the medicines that you might be taking work better if you're minus 30 pounds or so from where you are. It's amazing what effect that has, and just in general, your feeling, you feel so much better when you're running lighter than you know, on up there.
Yeah, one thing I noticed, though, because of my lumbar, I don't walk long distances, you know, 200 feet, 300 feet, I start to feel pressure on my spinal cord. It's an ache, not an electric choke, and it builds up. Darn. But my point is, gotta work out on a recumbent bike or a regular bike. I can do that for a while. And keep the legs strong, Jim. Because that's the threat to me with this limit on walking distance. Leg strength. And I play pool. People don't realize you walk in a match, you walk about a mile an hour in pool. And typically in an hour's time, you have bent over, shot, and then straightened yourself back up again 150 to 200 times.
Wow, wow. So you get an exercise when you're playing pool. Is that right, Roger?
Yeah, but what you want is more. You don't want to feel taxed after, let's say you do a tournament for 8 hours. You don't want to feel taxed near the end. I'm 70, and I'm playing smart, Jim. I got to work out, make sure that I have nothing to distract me at all. Over?
Oh, Roger, right. Roger that. I'm sure you have a game plan before you get there. You know exactly what pretty much what you're going to do.
Yeah, your intention typically, Jim, is to just annihilate, but you become very in tune with your feelings, especially when it comes to like muscular control, wrist action, all that junk.
Roger. Now, just out of curiosity, how far are you playing ahead in the games? Are you 3 or 4 turns ahead, or how does that work?
Okay, it's called the pattern, and it's the first thing you do. You don't even bend over to shoot till you have your pattern. Your pattern is to go from the beginning to the end of the game. It's called running out. I run the balls. Your opponent never gets out of his chair. You break, drop a ball, shoot all the rest of the ones that are required, and you've won. Now that pattern, that's for the whole game. You do the whole thing. Then you go back to the first ball and shoot it with controlling the cue ball spin to set it up on the second ball. You do it on the second ball to the third ball. Yeah, you play a pattern for sure. Over.
Roger. Now, have you ever cleared the pool table in one turn?
Oh yeah, many times. Over.
Oh wow! And the other guy never has a chance to have a turn.
Watch out! A lot of good players, Jim. A lot of top players out there now. Very respectable people from all classes economically. And don't think I'm the only one in there knows how to do this. Over.
Oh, Roger. Competition gets stiffer and stiffer, I guess, Roger.
You darn right. You take him serious. I don't care if he's 12 years old. He may have been taught when he was 2, like Tiger Woods.
Yeah, Roger that. Can you imagine growing up facing Tiger Woods, say in high school, golf or something, competition between schools, and you wind up playing against Tiger Woods, and you say, what is going on here?
Yeah, I'm more like I look at him and smile. I always expect to play my best, but I kind of smile. I know it's an imbalanced match. So I usually just go, well, here we go. Let's see what happens. Good luck to you, Tiger. Over.
Yeah, Roger. I mean, hopefully even a Tiger has a bad day from time to time. Might be to your advantage with that.
Never know. Might be bored and have a date he's wanting to rush to. Got a woman out there who's married for a while. I don't know. I think they broke up, but so common in the world of media. Once you're known by everyone, it seems to be, things happen. And Tiger had an accident, didn't he? And he's had to work his way back. Now, in billiards, we have a guy called Efren Reyes. He's Filipino. Filipino pool is number 1, beyond football and basketball. Number 1. And it used to be in this country before World War II. In the 30s and 20s, billiards was more popular than baseball and football, and just check your history. And basketball. Those folks in baseball were getting $500 for the season. The top player, it was an 18-year-old, Willie Hoppy, went to France in 1926 to play the great Captain Mingo, the French master of billiards. The kid beat him. America went wild because this was their favorite sport, billiards. And he got $50,000 he won before taxes really were realized. Like a big beer was a nickel, you know? $50,000 for that tournament. And when he got home, he got another $50,000 from a wealthy baron of the railroad system. He said, "Thank you for bringing the title home." And gave him a bag. And he counted it later. He said it was almost $50,000. Over.
Wow, that's something else. I once did an interview with, both Muhammad Ali and his sparring partner, Jimmy Ellis. And it turns out that Jimmy Ellis came up in Louisville right through the time Muhammad Ali was coming up. So Jimmy boxed Muhammad a few times. Can you imagine having to box Muhammad Ali as a kid?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Muhammad Ali had to climb through the ranks and learn. But I have a suspicion that this happens once every, I don't know, 10 years. Somebody is born and something happens. They touch them on the head or I don't know, the parents are exceptional, but they have no confusion with converting feedback from the eyes and everything else, converting it to emotion. So he sees someone move, he already anticipates and starts to swing, say, his right arm and hand to do to hit his opponent. Okay, swat him good. But, I'm having a hard time describing this, but Ali was a natural, over.
Yes, sir, he was. And some of his techniques in his later life, I felt pretty sorry for him. He'd let the guy kind of punch his way out, tired, and then he was fairly easy to take advantage of. That was, I think, one of his operations in the later part of his life. He just let him hit him. He was so much in good shape, I guess.
Yeah, he did the rope-a-dope near the end a lot. He would just let the other guy try to let him tire out, and he would save his energy. He had speed. He had one move I loved where he would feign back, sort of fall back a hair, just an inch beyond the opponent's punch. Just an inch, just missing his nose by half an inch. And he could snap a punch while he was still going backwards.
Oh, Roger. Once he smelled blood, you better get out of the way, because he's all over him, Roger.
Yeah. One of the guys that influenced him was Floyd, no. What's his name? Oh, darn it. He's from the 50s and into the early 60s. He was a boxer. And I can't remember his name. Floyd something or other. Do you know?
Floyd Patterson?
Yeah, that's him. Boy, I saw him fight at 50 years old. They knocked him down 2 times. They knock him down, he gets up. He would, he had a really cool technique, and they knocked him down again, he got up. He won that bout. He wore the guy out. He went the whole distance, 50.
Roger. Well, it's wonderful to look at. I wouldn't want to be in there anywhere, close to that, but on TV, I love it.
Yeah, no fights for me at 70. I took martial arts when I was 18. That's a long time ago.
Roger. Yes, sir. Well, John, I hope you enjoy your recording. It just sounds perfect to me. I wouldn't change a thing. If you'd like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do that call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Oh, that's neat. I'll give it a listen. You have quite a system going there. Over?
Roger. Well, we, do a whole lots of things. Mainly we're doing transmitter setups, but every once in a while, like in this case, we get a nice little QSO going, Roger.
Yeah, it sounds great. No, I enjoyed this. I knew you had a secondary purpose when you got on, and you're trying to help other hams, too. But thanks for taking a little time out. I enjoyed this QSO. That's my wife starting up her car. Over?
Roger, John. Well, just beautiful audio as normal. Just wall to wall on my spectrum analyzer, Roger.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much for the report. My wife's there. She's pulling out. Going to get a massage. Are they pampered or what? I don't get a massage. I'm a man. That could be a bad thing. KC9VKV. This is K2YN. Over to you, Jim.
Roger, John. 73, sir. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. I'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.